So we're back from Huntsville. We ended the last video with, you know, the burnt up push rods and kind of what we found, and we're going to go ahead and start tearing into it and see actually what caused all of this, what the problem is. I'm sure it got a lifter, and at this point I'm kind of hoping it didn't get into the cam. It could be an easy fix or it could suck. So we didn't have such a good showing at Huntsville. It is what it is. Been a while since we've been on radials, and I could come up with a million excuses, but bottom line is we sucked. Once I felt like we started getting it figured out, we heard it. So it is what it is, but we're not planning on going away from radials with this car. So it's going to stay like it is, and next opportunity we get to run radials, we'll see if we can do better. So. Shit, turn it off, turn it off! Damn! That's what happens when we leave the water pump running.
Is the water pump still on?
Yeah. Jesus, that's gonna be good.
Second one?
Fuck. Huh?
Second one?
Fuck. Just all over me. Go ahead and turn that fucking off so we can talk. Yeah, whichever one's on, turn them all off.
There was two on.
What happened?
Somebody had left the water pump running. Damn, that scared the fuck out of me, dude.
You should have put your thumb over it.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work. I've seen people try that before. So at first inspection, Phantom, it don't look like a lifter.
Yeah. What's it look like?
I don't know. Which scares me, because if it's not a lifter, you just go down from there.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be a lifter than
And
down
the deeper
from there.
it gets, the more expensive
The deeper it gets, the more we got to do to it, and the more expensive it gets. There's just water everywhere. Oh, this one's good.
It's like it's missing a push rod or something.
Yeah. All right, Dad, clear me out some spots like I got those lifters laid out for that car. Clear me out a spot on that deal. Put that intake on the ground or something. All right, so we don't hear anything in the bottom end. It don't sound bad, so we are going to do a leak down on it. and just see how the bottom end is. And then after that, we'll probably get underneath it and pull apart the oil filter and see if there's any kind of trash in it. If something on the bottom end of this deal came apart, then there's going to be bearing material all in the filter. So
What about the messed up rocker?
At this point, it could have been a messed up rocker still or melting those push rods, because I'd say at least 6 or 7 of those push rods that I pulled out just now are melting down just the way that that one did. And whenever that aluminum or whatever that stuff is, what is it, steel? Some sort of moly?
Oh, the push rod?
Yeah.
Chromoly.
So, I don't know, it sounds like it's just melting whenever it's breaking the ends of them push rods. So hopefully that's the popping and stuff that we heard. But it doesn't really make any sense. We've had this motor together for a long time, and those push rods have been in it for a long time. But we did run it really hard on the dyno, and somebody's maintenance program wasn't what it should be, and they should have all got checked as soon as we got off the dyno, and we didn't do it. We heard radio race, and everything else went out the window after that. We loaded the thing up and we headed that way. So I'll pull all the lifters out, check all of those. Honestly, it's probably time for lifters regardless. But we're gonna do a leak down, and we can't really do a compression until we put the rockers back on it. So a leak down will tell us a lot. And then we'll pull apart the filter and we'll check it out. Okay, so luckily, after we checked everything out real good, there was absolutely nothing wrong with the lifters, nothing wrong with the rockers. Everything was good. And honestly, if we had more time, we'd probably need to send the rockers off, get a bunch of stuff redone on them, because everything in this engine has been in there for, what, 8 years?
Ever.
Okay, forever. I mean, these rockers were on this motor when I built it the first time. Not the second time after I blew it up, but the first time. So the old push rods were just some moly, just one piece regular push rods. And you know, they did their job. But now that we're on methanol and we've stepped up our cylinder pressure, we've stepped up our boost, we've stepped up our horsepower, we went ahead and called our buddies over at Smith Brothers, and they sent us these tool steel push rods that are the same thing that I have in the new car, and we've had really good luck with them. We ain't had no problems, so hopefully we can throw them in here and continue beating on this deal.
And I mean, luckily they showed up today because the new car is broke, but
it's late right now. We have spent all day. We just got home yesterday from last weekend when we went out and we ended up tearing up the new car. Well, Old Faithful's always here, and we do have some racing that we got to do this weekend, and my car's broke. I love the small block, don't get me wrong, I love the new car, but everything in that small block is a one-off, and unfortunately we busted the crank, so it's going to be a while before I can get another one. At least 8 weeks to be the soonest that anybody can make one. I'm going to try to find somebody that might have something that we could use, but until then, this thing's going to get brought out of retirement. And I've said for a while now, it's not a big tire car. It's not happy on big tires. But we spent the last day swapping this thing from small tire back to big tire, you know, and luckily we found everything, because whenever I took everything that had to do with big tire off of this, we just threw it, you know. We ain't using this shit again. You know, this is a small tire car. Yeah. Well, luckily we found everything except the links for our anti-roll bar, and we hollered at old Monkey, and Monkey fabbed me up a new set. So we got those. All we got left is to put these push rods in it, fire the thing up, see if everything's good, and honestly, man, we're shoving it in the trailer. We're leaving in the morning because we're stupid, but we don't have another car. This is our other car.
This is the other car.
This is the other car. A lot of people have spare engines, spare transmissions, spare rear ends. We got an extra car. So, and none of those other things. So if we tear up the engine on the other car, we're gonna have to race this one. So we're gonna take this thing out on big tires. We've learned a lot since the last time we had this thing on big tires.
It's been 4 years since this thing's been on big tires. You realize that?
Yeah, I figured it was at least 3, but yeah, 4. 4 sounds like a lot. Let's just say
It's
a
been
little
4
over
years.
3. Let's just say a little over 3. So a little over 3 years since we've had this thing on big tires, and seemed like it's set up pretty good. But we'll see. You know, we've changed a lot. We lost some weight on the car. We have swapped to methanol, so we're gonna make a little bit more power. If we can keep the thing from shaking, which is what this thing is notorious.
That's not gonna happen.
Which is what this thing is notorious to do, then I'll be happy. But we'll see. I'm going to try a few different things with the suspension than I've ever tried with this car. And I used to always say, I've been in every 4-link position you know, even possible on this car. And I don't think I have. So I tried something new whenever I set it up this time. I don't have a clue if it's going to work. But one thing that we've been known to do with this car is swap 4 links at the track. And if it's a problem, we'll swap it. So I'm going to get these things put in. I'm going to run the valves. Hopefully everything's good. And we're going to try to fire this thing up. Comes on quick.
So we're ready. Back together.
We'll see.
Couldn't have fired up.
We'll see. We ready? Tell me when, monkey. Go. Ready? get this one off.
Noisy?
Yeah, I can feel it. Go ahead and bump it over. Let's see. I don't see anything. Bump, 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 bump. Just roll it over. This one. How's that happen?
Oh,
That's not from not torquing it. No, I'm not. I mean, I've fucked up before, you know.
Well,
Once, maybe. I set it in there. It should be right over by the push rods.
Alan?
Yes, an Allen. What's that?
Oh, look what the fuck is in here.
No way that backed off that fast, man.
No, that was a long ways loose. But what's weird is you adjusted it.
Yeah. Roll it over. Like fast, roll it over.
Run over all of them while you're...
I mean, that's all I heard was ticking.
So, fired it up, heard a noise,
Yeah, I definitely heard a noise.
killed it.
I knew it was coming from this side, and I can't imagine me forgetting one of these, especially whenever I ran the valve. But hey, I mean, we're kind of in a hurry. We're trying to get out of here. I could have fucked up. It is what it is. I mean, hopefully that's all it was. Other than that, it sounded really good.
It did sound really good.
Go ahead and get me the stuff, and I'm gonna run it. Bump it, Phantom. Bump, 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 bump. A little bit. A little bit. Whoa. Oh yeah. It's tight as fuck.
Someone on YouTube will tell us whether or not you missed that one.
Yep.
You'd be like, oh yeah, no, you never torqued it.
Yeah, no, I can see right here.
Right there at a minute and 37 seconds in, you went right to that second one.
Fired up? Oh,
now.
no.
But I mean, it's not gonna hurt to fire it up. Let's at least listen to it, yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
with that?